Hey guys, Sean with American Window Concepts, and we got a special one for you today. I had some requests of people asking, well, hey, can you show us around your showroom and show what different options of windows you have and get a little bit more in depth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna go into too much depth as far as what the options are, as far as all the different colors and everything, but let's just do an overview, a general overview of what Anlin offers, maybe the different colors that they offer, different operations, and then you should get a pretty good idea as to what our showroom looks like at this point, okay? So if you look behind, we have what they call an OXXO sliding patio door. Now this is the designer black by Anlin, so it's gonna be black on the outside, black on the inside, okay? So what's great about these is, well, how nice these things slide, but also all the room that you get. So you look at all this space. Now this is 12 feet wide, but you're getting about 5.5, almost 6 feet of space just right here in the middle, right? Now, this is a great option for that person who has a massive wall, maybe 16 foot wide by about 8 foot tall, and they're like, I would love to have a door that can open up really wide. Well, this is a great option, and it's cool because it's black on black, and a lot of people are looking for that. It's one of those trendy options, and well, Anlin has answered the call on that. Then whenever you look over here, this area is what I like to showcase as, well, obviously the different operations, but also the different colors that the extrusions can come. So we got the Anlin tan, right? And this is a casement crank out. And what's great about these things roll around. And they're great for home shows. I like to take these things to home shows and really just kind of showcase what these windows look like, how they operate, and again, the color. And then you have our regular standard white, single sliding Catalina. And we option, we want to showcase that, yeah, you can do different grid styles and then how that looks, right? And then you have basically the twin to the big patio door we just went over. This is the Anlin Designer Black Panoramic, black on the inside and the outside. And this is a great option for those people who have predominantly white houses on the inside and out, and they want that transition. They want that black window against the white drywall or stucco on the outside. They just want that really cool look, and that's what you're gonna get with these black windows, okay? So then we have our Adobe extrusion color. Now this is huge in the desert, Arizona, places like that. I mean, Adobe is a fantastic look, and what I like about it, it's almost like the tan, but what's cool about this is it almost has like a grayish tone to it. So a lot of people just like the way this looks, and it looks really good too in a white room. If you have white painted walls, this looks really, really cool too. It's a great second option versus the black. So really, really cool. Again, showing the grid option. This is a 1-inch Euro, and then the interior on the other one was a 5/8 sculptured grid. So 1-inch sculptured, 5/8 sculptured. Good to have. When you look over here, this I love because a lot of people come in and they'll say, well, I want to look at the different low E's and I want to see what the difference is, like what's the color difference, right? When you take it outside and you roll it and you look, you go, okay, I can see how this actually looks. Like you have the bluish glass here, then you have Sun Matrix. So this is Sun Shield Max, which is G340, and then you have the Sun Matrix, and then you have standard low E, right? So if you order a window from Anlin and you want nothing else, just regular standard glass, well, this is what you're gonna get. 3 layers of low E, argon gas. This is 4 layers of low E, argon gas. Now this is 3 layers of low E, but it's darker. It's got that bluish tint versus these greenish tints. Now this stuff is very, very strong. Probably one of the strongest against heat gain. So when the sun is beating on this directly, you can stand right in front of the glass and feel nothing. I mean, it's amazing. Okay, so we want to be able to option and show people what that would look like. Then we come over here and then we have a little garden window on rollers, and this is great because a lot of people don't even know that this is an option. Maybe they've never seen a garden window, or they have a garden window currently and they still want a garden window, but they want it to be energy efficient. Well, you can upgrade to a garden window. It's a fantastic option. Right? So we like to have that in-house as well because people ask about it. And I don't know many people who have an option to showcase like a garden window, but we have one, so it's great. Now, when we come over here, we're looking at Anlin's French door, okay? So this is going to be a Malibu French by Anlin. So you can do side lights. This is an 8-foot wide opening, and so with that, you can't do just 2 panels. You have to have side lights. Now you can make them active like these, or you can make them inactive where they're just glass and frame only. So there's options you can do. This, I wanted to option to showcase how you can actually open the side lights and have airflow coming through with the bug screen here. I think it's fantastic to have it in-house to show the options. Because if you wanted it to be just glass and frame, we'll just assume there's no screen and it's, there you go, right? And then you're able to open this up and you walk through and then you just showcase like, hey, listen, you know, 6 feet of space is fantastic, right? So if you have a 5-foot opening for a door or a 6-foot, this is a perfect option, right? Gives you so much airflow. You need to move a piano through or a couch or something heavy, it goes right through here, super, super easy, right? And the cool thing about these is that you don't have to mess with any little switches up here. It's all in the handle, right? Locked, unlocked, there you go. It's a really, really neat option. That locks out and now you can't open it from the outside or the inside, right? Then you close this and you're done. It's amazing. And then we have smaller windows that are on this side. So this is what I like to showcase as your single slider and your double slider. Now, most people have existing a single slider, which is going to be where only one side opens. This is typical. This is what you're gonna get in most houses. Now, down low, but I just wanna showcase the difference, right? So you have half a screen for the whole window, and that's it. That's what you're getting, right? And most houses get this. Now, some people, maybe they want, you know, they have the upstairs, second level, and they're like, man, you know, I want cleaning, or the ease of cleaning. So I say, okay, well, cool. Well, Anlin builds a dual action window, right? So it's the same size as the one down below, but you can have this side slide, or you can have this side slide. And the cool thing about them, even with the single slider, is that these guys pop out super easy. I mean, super easy. Right? Now the bigger windows are gonna be a little bit heavier, but it comes out exactly the same. So you have one side, and the same is true for this one here. So it's an amazing option, right? For people who have a house that has the second story, you can do double sliders, and you can do double hung windows, and it's just super easy for cleaning, and it's just a really cool option. You can do this on any style of house, and it's just, maybe you want that. Maybe you wanna be able to have airflow coming through both sides. Whatever, or you just want it completely this side, or you just feel like this is the right side today. It's cool. So there's that. And then we can talk about the different styles of obscure glass. And this is great. I have these exposed here so people can walk by and go, oh, these are the different styles of obscurities. So you know, you got Delta Frost, you got Reed, you got Rain, you got Flemish, you have Glue Chip, right? You have Etched Matte, and then you have your standard obscure. Right? So I like people to, you know, walk by and see all these different options. And that's why I always invite people coming, you know, to come in here, because I want them to see their options. I want them to maneuver the window, feel it, see where the pull rails are, see how the locks lock, all of that. I think it's extremely important, okay? And then we have, over here, we have this is just a bigger picture window, and I like having this because, well, it showcases, yeah, the size that you can go, and it gets way bigger than this. But I also ordered this to have laminated glass on the inside. So whenever you knock on glass that's not laminated, you can hear the tone, and you can actually feel on your knuckle like, okay, well, that gives a little bit, but this has no give in it, and it's like thick, and it feels very, very strong. So I want people to come in and go, okay, well, laminated glass, is it a gimmick? Is it, you know, what's the deal with this stuff? Well, I want them to actually feel how hard this glass actually is. And I mean, all glass is hard, right? But this just showcases like, dang, that actually hurts my knuckle a little bit to knock on that because of the sheer thickness of this and how quiet this glass actually is, right? So moving on, we have this window here that I like to showcase for people who have rounded tops and maybe just like picture windows in their hallways or their entryways or up high, and they're like, man, I wish I could have a window like that, but that actually operated. Okay, cool. Well, you can have that. You know, you can have a trapezoid top, you can have this rounded, so it's an operable geometric window. So yeah, you can have this, opens, closes, just like a regular window, but it's got the nice geometric top. I think it's cool, but I think it's great. People could actually walk in and go, oh, you can actually do that. That's cool. Then over here, we have Anlin's French rail. So we're gonna show the smaller frame here in a minute, but this is a French slider, Malibu French slider. Now, it operates, it slides, it handles, the weather stripping, everything is all the same on both the French rail slider and the narrow style. And I'm gonna show you the narrow style here in a second. But I just wanna showcase that, listen, let's say you have 4 doors in your house, but the one in your dining room is an actual true French hinged door. But you know what? I got a couple bedrooms that have French doors, but I don't want that option. I just want a sliding patio door that kind of looks like it. Okay, cool. We can option to do a French slider. Solved, settled right there, right? So, and again, this, you don't have to have grids between the panes, but I do want to show that yes, you could do this on a door. You can put the grids between, and you have options of flat grid, the 5/8 sculptured, or the 1-inch sculptured, also called a Euro grid. So there's these options I just want to showcase, okay? This guy slides open very, very nice, super easy to slide, and that's what you should expect in your house whenever you buy something like this. You want the old door that was terrible, hard to open and slide, you couldn't barely lock it. You want to go from that to something that just slides so nice and locks so well, and you know, we want to showcase how this lock actually is, you know, the durability of this. And you can actually get it too where Anlin has a toggle at the top, these, and one at the bottom. So a 4-point locking system. This is a 2-point, but you can get it as a 4-point as well. Okay, and so this guy here, you know, this is a smaller version of a little casement, but I like to showcase, you know, hey, a little casement window. You can do it small, you can do it bigger like you saw earlier. You know, there's options for you. People like to use these in bathrooms, you know, at this size because of how much airflow you can actually get through it. It works really good, and they lock so tight. These are great for deserts, and they're great for, you know, beach communities because you're inherently gonna get a lot of breeze, a lot of wind, and sand. And the cool thing about these windows is there's no track for you to actually get sand built up. Like in a sliding window, you'll have wind, like dust and sand getting past the weather stripping and landing on your track. It doesn't matter if it's a brand new window. You're still gonna get that because the weather stripping can only handle so much. Well, option casement. This is a fortress, and you're not gonna get all that dirt inside of your house with this type of window. They're fantastic, right? And then on that same note, we're looking at a double hung down here. So when we were looking at that single, when you're looking at a single hung, you're like, okay, well, what if I wanted to have a top, you know, that slides? Well, Anlin makes a double hung window, you know, so it's really, really cool because you can tilt these in for cleaning. Remember I was saying that, you know, with the double XX slider, you can pull them out for cleaning. Well, these things, they just tilt in for cleaning. And look at how easy these things close. Now, moving on. So we have the casement we were just talking about and the double hung. Well, let's talk about the single hung window option and then a picture window, right? So we were just talking about a double hung and how the top can actually slide down. Well, in a single hung, you can't slide the top down because it's a fixed panel only. So just the bottom will slide up. So like an XO window versus an XX window, we went over that. Well, one side slid open, so you had a screen for half the window. With an XX window, it was the full, right, side by side, but in this case, it would be a double hung. In this window is only a single hung, so bottom. But the cool thing is this window tilts out for cleaning as well. Top does not, unfortunately, but at least the bottom does, right? So this is a really cool option. Most houses are gonna have these in bathrooms, but you can always option to do a double hung if you so chose, okay? Picture window, I love Anlin's picture windows. I think they are the most beautiful vinyl picture window you can get on the market, and I've seen a lot. These are fantastic. They're super, super, in my opinion, beautiful because they have a double bevel, right? So you have this bull nose here, and then you have this bevel like you would on a fancy mirror, and it's just very clean. It's one frame. It's not a frame with a sash screwed into it like most, and I don't like the way those windows look. I think they look clunky, they're heavy on vinyl, you get less glass, but with an Anlin, you get so much glass and very, very minimum amount of vinyl. I think it's a fantastic system. They did a really good job designing their windows. Now, when we're looking, remember we were talking about the the French rail slider? This is a narrow style slider. So you're talking about a 2 3/4 inch frame versus a 4 3/4 inch frame. So you're saving 2 inches of vinyl around, and you get a little more glass surface area, okay? So obviously, like I said, you're going to get the same components, same rollers, same weather stripping, same everything on both doors. It's just this is slightly thinner. Most people want an option to go with this because they want as much glass surface as they can get, right? And that's what they end up going with. But the customer who has the French doors would probably want to go with a French style slider because they want to keep the same look across the house. Alrighty? So one last thing I would like to show you is, if we move on back here, I invite people in because I want to actually show them how different low E's can perform, right? And so we talk about, oh, you got your standard low E, you have your Sun Matrix, you have your G340, even 2 layers of low E, right? So low E 270, another cardinal option. So I'll bring them over here to my little trusty stand. Now this guy has a heat lamp and it has different options of glass, right? So here's that low E2, right? So it showcases, all right, you got the clear panel and low E2. How does that act? And so all you have to do is turn this guy on and now you feel the heat. Now, you're not gonna feel too much heat until you get the clear over clear. Now I can automatically feel how hot this is, right? And I can take out the little gun, I can shoot the glass, and then you can see immediately how hot this thing got, right? And then we showcase, all right, well, here's what 2 layers of low E feels like. And in some areas, 2 layers is all you would need or all you would want, right? Or maybe you switch it over to the standard Anlin. This is Anlin's standard triple low E, 366 with the neat exterior. And you're like, I can barely even feel anything. Now, if you were to leave this thing here for an hour, you would start to feel the transfer of the heat from the outside pane to the inside pane here. And that's just showing like, well, it slows it down dramatically. And then you go to the big kahuna of them all, which is that G340, right? So this is that Sunshield Max. This is the strongest you can get. Now you can sit this here for quite a while before you can feel any kind of heat transfer. And again, it's just showing like, look, if you live in the desert, you live in an area where the sun beats on your window for hours at a time and there's nothing really protecting it, then you want to go with the strongest possible low E. And they get to feel it up front. Like I will say, leave this thing on, let's take a walk, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna feel, and do you feel any difference? And most times they're like, not really. Well, it just takes a long time for that to transfer over. So I think this is a really, really cool tool for people to see how this low E actually works and kind of what they could expect, if they're window shopping. Anyways, that's it, guys. Hopefully this helped you out. I mean, there's a couple of other areas, offices, but we don't need to get into that. We're talking about windows and doors, and that's what we showcase. Guys, make it a great day. Hey guys, if you live in the Ventura or Long Beach area and are interested in a free in-home estimate, go to our website, AmericanWindowConcepts.com, and we'll reach back out to you as soon as possible. If you guys find this information valuable and you want to continue to learn more about windows and doors, subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.